good morning, good day, good evening, my fellow casuals and sweatlords. Welcome to Lockdown Player, a gaming podcast where I talk about our favorite first-person shooter franchise, Call of Bloody Duty. Whether you're playing multiplayer or Warzone, there's always something to talk about, and I hope you will enjoy the discussions that I always have regarding this gaming franchise. This is episode 3. My name is Ton. My name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier, and here's what we're gonna be talking about today. Season 3 Reloaded update, impressions, and basically a review. On paper there's nothing much to talk about, but I do have a lot of things to say about, which is basically sets our expectations for the future, that is Season 4 and beyond. And we're gonna talk about a little bit about Treyarch's new Call of Duty game that is low-key got announced by Microsoft just a couple of days ago. And before we do any of that, I just want to thank everyone for embracing this new podcast. Last week, if you searched Call of Duty on Spotify under the podcast section, we're like the 5th, 6th choice, and it was amazing. But now we're like the 3rd or 4th choice, which is damn good. We're searchable, people do listen to my ramblings, we're getting new followers. I hope you will stick around for more, and maybe we can continue growing this new podcast as time goes on. So like I said, thank you so much for everything, it means a lot. Thank you for enjoying my ramblings. And yes, like I said in my previous episode, of Lockdown Player, new episodes every Tuesday. We'll do our best to stick to that schedule, and early access on Patreon as usual. So far it's working out, so we'll see if we can keep going with that. But again, like I said, thank you for listening and thank you for engaging with the podcast. You know, it means a lot. I really happy that you enjoy my ramblings, what I have to say and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for listening, thank you for sticking around, and thank you for believing in this new podcast that I have. So thank you. And of course, speaking of, I want to say that please do leave a rating on Spotify, or iTunes or whatever. It does help out the show. It's really important, as it helps to grow the podcast and let people discover the podcast. It helps them to discover the show. And it's just like when they see rating, okay, this guy is actually being serious and taking this podcast very seriously. So I do want to listen to that. So do leave a rating. If you do enjoy the podcast, do leave a rating. It's literally just 2 clicks. So thank you so much for everything. It does help out and it means a lot. But yeah, before we continue with everything on this show, if you've been listening to this first, the first episodes of Lockdown Player or my other gaming podcasts, I always do a bit that is called Housekeeping, like that's at the start of each episode. And because I have to inform new people how we roll here, what's happening, announcements, so people understand what's going on and what to expect in the future or just in general. There's a reason why it's called the housekeeping bit, because we're doing a bit of housekeeping before we go to the main topics of the show. So first and foremost, we have time codes in the description. Actually, if you listen on Spotify or YouTube or whatever, it should be in front of your screen. So you just click on this episode, and time codes and everything should be automatically appear in front of your screen. So I checked it out, I tested it out, everything works, should be fine. It works on the other episodes. So just click on the screen, go on the time code you want to listen. I understand that you don't have a whole hour to listen of my ramblings about Call of Duty. I understand, and you want to listen to a particular topic. All good. Time codes are there for a reason. Use them, and it's there to make your listening experience much better. So hopefully that helps out. So social media, of course, I have that also in the description. Twitter, Blue Sky, bloody TikToks, whatever. I'm not a big fan of social media these days, but I'm being active there for obvious reasons, so people know that I'm not dead. And so yeah, if you have any social media, do follow me there, and yeah, let me know that you found me through this podcast. Well, it helps, In my other gaming podcasts, we have a Google Forms document in the description, and it's there for you to give us feedback, send us questions, or straight up send us insults or compliments, whatever is on your mind, whatever that may be. So we created the same Google Forms document for this show, so it's in the description. So if you want to give us feedback, questions, answers to something, I don't know, what would you give me answers? Maybe I ask you something. But yeah, if it's Google Forms documents there to remove the friction that you might have with contacting anyone on Spotify. So because I understand not everyone has a social media, I understand that not everyone wants to send a email, all that kind of stuff. I understand, fully understand. So Google Forms document in the description, whether it be your Spotify, Apple Podcast or Amazon Music or YouTube, whatever. If you want to contact me about anything, feedback, questions, anything that is on your mind, you just can go to that Google Forms document in the description, click on that link and just start writing. You don't need an account, you don't need anything. I don't ask you anything important or anything. I just give you a little bar where you can type anything you want, and I'll read that feedback or question, wherever they may be. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's just there to remove the friction of me and you communicating directly. And Google Forms document is there for a reason. It's been a really huge success on my other gaming shows, other gaming podcasts. And I am so sorry if you hear a siren in the background. It's just, I can't help it. It's London. And yeah, so if you want to contact me, tell me about anything, use that Google Forms document that is in the description. And it's the most easiest way to contact me. It's like the most easiest way to do it. And you don't even need a Google account. That's how easy it is. And most important thing, what I have to keep telling you all, that I do have a Patreon. Why I have to tell you that I have a Patreon? Well, a couple of reasons. Patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier. The obvious one, it keeps the show going and helps finance other future shows, future episodes and everything. Like I said before, if it wasn't for Patreon, I doubt I would be starting another podcast series about Call of Duty. That was unheard of a couple of months ago, but hey, you know what? We can do it. We have the time. We have the manpower to do it. Might as well, And every subscriber that subscribes on anyone that subscribes on Patreon, regardless of the tier, because we have 3 tiers, will get early access to the future Lockdown Player episodes and other future shows ad-free. If you listen this on Patreon, you will not be listening this housekeeping bit. You will just go straight to the topic, listen to the thing you want. There will be no ads, not me promoting Patreon and everything. I will not be wasting your time. So, early access on Patreon, which are ad-free. And Gold Patron, which is the middle tier, will get exclusive live gaming gathering extra podcasts. An exclusive podcast where me and my friends talk about the gaming industry, about the games we play, anything that is on our mind. It's not only gaming, it's also movies and everything. And sometimes it's very serious, sometimes it's not serious whatsoever, depending on the topic, And it's one of the best episodes we ever record because it's us being ourselves. We're just being honest, we're open, and we tell you how it is, whatever we think about. And like I said, it's either serious or not serious, depending on the topic. But every time we have to record an LGG extra episode on Patreon, I'm really happy and really satisfied with everything we do because I think it's one of the best episodes we ever record, and we always have a good time recording it. And if you're not interested in that podcast, that's fine, all good. We have a lot of other behind-the-scenes live streams and some longer videos that are not available on my YouTube channel. There's always something for everyone, and that was the point of Patreon. It's an extension of your listening experience, or maybe you're watching me on YouTube and you decide to listen to my podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast and Amazon Music, and it's fine. Patreon is there to expand your listening experience, it's just there to entertain you. And I hope we entertain you really well, and you're gonna check out the Patreon. And if you're not sure about supporting us, and you have no idea if it's worth it, we do offer a free trial week for gold subscribers. So because that's where all the meat and potatoes of our Patreon is. And if you really like it, I'll believe you're gonna stay it. Otherwise, if I do not believe that the content we make is not good enough, I will not be offering a free trial. But because I know our content is good enough and I believe you're gonna stay after the free trial ends, it's there for a reason. Test the waters, see if you enjoy our shows and everything we have we're producing on Patreon. Use the free trial. It's there for a reason. If you're not sure about supporting us, it's there. Use it, see how you feel about it, and I believe you will stay because I believe we make some amazing content and amazing stuff, and I believe you will stay. So just use the free trial if you're not sure about it, and let me know. Again, you can use the Google Forms document, contact me on Patreon. Just let me know. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I want to say. And to promote, just to end this housekeeping bit, here's a small clip from our last episode of LGG Extra we did on Patreon. So you know what to expect on Patreon, in the future. See?
That's a good selling name.
Lanky's version, yeah. And all the girls like, he can fix me. He understands me.
He is the Superman of today's generation.
He's the man that we desire.
The soldier of all the Swifties.
the knight in shining armor that will save all the princesses from...
Lieutenant Lanky.
Lieutenant, more like general. Lieutenant, hey, put respect to that name. It's general, thank you.
You have to earn it.
It's fucking General Lanky, thank you very much.
You have to work for it, Lieutenant.
Although imagine, you have Taylor Swift, right? And I'm the general of the whole fucking army. Just Swifties under my control.
I think that would be the strongest army ever created.
Do you know what kind of propaganda I could actually do with Swifties? Like, I can top governments. I could literally destroy governments with Swifties if I put my right resources in the right places. Patreon.com/the Lanky Soldier. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk Call of Duty. So like I said at the start of this episode, we're gonna be talking about Season 3 Reloaded. But first, let's get some news out of the way. So we have there's some stuff to discuss, but let's get some news out of the way. So probably the first thing we want to discuss, and probably the most interesting bit of all of it, is that Microsoft is teasing their presentation, conference, a direct, whatever you want to call it, that is happening on 9th of June. And they have attached a picture that features a logo that is basically teasing the next Call of Duty game. That is that is being led by Treyarch. And as far as we know, Raven is developing a single player for this game. So Treyarch is doing the multiplayer bit, and single player is being done by Raven, the ones that are responsible for Warzone and that kind of stuff. And apparently, this is the longest development time a studio ever got to develop a multiplayer title, or a multiplayer section of the game. And which is quite surprising. And that's why a lot of people have a lot of hope for Treyarch's multiplayer this year, because they're not gonna be using the old. How's the engine? God damn it! I always say that engine's name, but I keep forgetting. Anyway, Quake engine, whatever. God knows. Anyway, so the old engine they were using, Treyarch was using for their Black Ops games, they're not gonna use that. They're gonna use the current new Infinity Ward engine that has basically been running every game since Vanguard? Yeah. So since 2019, actually, minus Cold War. So Treyarch is developing a new multiplayer portion of this new game, and they're going to be using the new engine, and it's going to be really interesting what they're going to do with it. And what the game is called, well, there's a lot of speculation because Microsoft, again, it's not officially announced, but all the leaks a year before this and everything, saying that the game is gonna take place in a Gulf War type of era. So, and people speculate the name might be like Black Ops Gulf War or something like that. But apparently it's not gonna be called Gulf War. It's gonna be either called Black Ops 5, even Black Ops 6. And the reason why people say it might be called Black Ops 6 is because there was Black Ops, the original game from 2010, 2012. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 2015, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, 2018, Black Ops 4, and 2020 we had Black Ops Cold War, which kind of apparently is considered to be Black Ops 5. And then you have 2024, which is this year, Black Ops 6. So that's why people are like, Black Ops 6 does make sense, and some people figured out that with the pre-order bonuses and everything already in the files. So there's like a blueprint for a gun, and it's one of the original guns that, like, the Black Ops cover art, right? And there's a soldier with 2 pistols, right? And that is those pistols, or that pistol is basically the blueprint, the pre-order blueprint for this game. And it's basically, it has number 6 on it or something like that. So people probably it's called Black Ops 6. But anyway, that's not the point. Why it's called, well, if it's actually called Black Ops 6, that's interesting. I'm really picky when it comes to video game names. For example, if you listen to episode 1 of Lockdown Player, you know how I feel about Black Ops games. But what I haven't mentioned on that episode, how I'm really picky and I really get angry when companies name their games really dumb names for no reason. For example, like Black Ops 4 is a prequel to Black Ops 3. Makes no sense to me. It's dumb. I'm sorry, it's dumb. But then you have, let's say, Battlefield 5 or Battlefield V. It's a sequel to Battlefield 4, but it's not really a sequel. It's a prequel because it's World War II to modern era and all that kind of stuff. And can we even have a Battlefield 5 in the future? I don't know. It's a dumb name. It's stupid. And if it's called Black Ops 6, I guess it's easy to find what kind of game you're looking for. Black Ops 6, it's easy and straightforward. I get it. But I don't know. It's like the thing how I feel about Black Ops games is that I don't like them for many different reasons, and I don't know. It's just I never really enjoyed a Black Ops game that much, and I'm actually excited for this Black Ops game for this year's, because they're using the same engine like every Call of Duty now, right? So that means the game is gonna look great, visually it's gonna look great, big chance it's gonna feel actually smooth and fantastic, and the engine has probably unlocked a lot of new opportunities for Treyarch developers, because they probably want to do a lot of new things that they couldn't with the old engine, and now because they have this new engine they can use, and they had a lot of practice with it. That's why they worked on Zombies, for example, for Modern Warfare 3 or Vanguard. It's because this is a practice run for developers to work with the engine. That's why they were now working on something big, because this was just practice for them, which is great. Maybe that's why a lot of people, when not happy with Zombies, for Modern Warfare 3 or Vanguard, because there was not a lot of content, or the game mode itself was not fun. It's mostly because it was practice run for them, and I understand. So you have to look at it a bit from that kind of perspective, right? The modes themselves maybe were not that good, but mostly because developers were learning how to use the engine, and that's why it was either limited or whatever the case may be. So that's how usually it works, and it happens a lot in other different studios. When a studio or a publisher or whatever is moving to a new engine, and they bringing new studios to work on the next game using the engine, they need a bit of practice, because different tools, different whatever the development pipeline is. So I get that. So I'm kind of really interested just because of that. Black Ops Cold War, I'm sorry, but I hated that game with passion. I don't give a damn what kind of Call of Duty experience you're looking for. For me personally, I think Black Ops Cold War was a shit Call of Duty game that looked like crap, played like crap, felt like crap. It was a 2010 game released in 2022 or whatever that year was. It was not a fun game, and I will stand by it. I don't care. It's just, I think it's a shit game. That being said, because we're looking at the future, new engine and everything, I am really, really looking forward how the multiplayer will look like, and this might be the first Black Ops game that I might actually enjoy, seeing how it goes. But we'll see how it goes, and June 9th, that's when the Microsoft conference or whatever is, and they're gonna reveal the new game. It's probably gonna be like a cinematic announcement trailer or whatever, so don't expect anything big. Probably some tidbits about the single player, and that's gonna it. It's probably going to be an announcement that it's coming to Game Pass, so that should be interesting. If they've announced that it's coming day one on Game Pass, perfect. Perfect. I don't have to pay, $70 to play the game. I can just go on Game Pass, play the game, see how I like it, see how it goes. Perfect. Right. So that's the news about the new game. Of course, there's other stuff got leaked. Of course, there's a big list of weapons that got leaked. Actually, I want to talk about that a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it in a second. So also, I found this funny tweet by someone that I'm just gonna quote it. I still find it funny how Treyarch and Raven were able to make a game based off one war where we had no major land, air, or sea battles. Which is, yeah, true. But that's how it is with game development. If you can make a fun game, who cares? Right, so let's talk about... Yeah, let me talk about this. So, because of because Gulf War, Black Ops Gulf War, or Black Ops 6, Black Ops 5, whatever the name is for this year's Call of Duty, I have so many questions. So, we know there's a lot of leaked already weapons for the game, because they work on the same engine, some of the weapons being applied, what to call it? I don't know what to call it. Like, because they work on this engine, some of the tidbits get transferred to the current build of the game. So that's why people know about the leaked weapons, because it's in current Warzone build. Of course, that doesn't mean that list is correct, because game is still in development. Things change. We don't, stuff might be removed or added, whatever the case may be. But I'm pretty sure that 70 or 80% of that list that it was already leaked for the guns that will be available for the next Call of Duty game is correct. And that being said, new guns already got leaked for the next season, Season 4, which is Kar 98, STG, and Spaz 12. And I just have this question, and I wonder how they're gonna approach this, because I complained, I think it was on Patreon, where I said that I do not like that we're getting new guns every new season, like we're getting 3-4 new weapons every season, and there's still 3 seasons to go, and there's a new game coming out later this year. But there's gonna be a big number of guns for Warzone later this year. Like, how are we gonna handle that? It's already too much sometimes with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons all together, and there's new weapons coming out every bloody season. How are we gonna do this? So I have this question or speculation. Are we gonna have a reset happening later this year? And what I'm saying reset, obviously it's not gonna be a proper reset. I really doubt that. I really doubt it's gonna just go straight up reset. But I'm wondering how they're gonna handle Warzone this year, especially with Verdansk coming back. The leaks are saying that Verdansk is coming back. And if Verdansk is coming back, I really want to use my old Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons on that map. That's the truth. I really want to use those weapons on that map. But how are we gonna handle with so many guns and that? Like, also I'm guessing attachment's not gonna be usable on this Black Ops game. So I'm guessing all the attachments we have on this on the current weapons are not gonna be usable for the new game. So that means new attachments, new weapons. We're talking what 30, 40 weapons coming to Warzone on top of 100 something else weapons. Like, we're talking about 150 weapons minimum just to use in Warzone at the end of the year when the new season starts with Verdansk or whatever the case may be. How are they gonna handle that? And also, we also keep to remember that they're gonna be adding new weapons with each season. And I'm not, like, that's the thing. Call of Duty is fun when they're adding a new weapon and everything. That's that people are really looking forward to new weapons and everything. But I don't know, fam. Like, there's so many weapons to go through, so many attachments to go through, and then we're gonna have new attachments and the guns and everything. It's gonna be so overwhelming. Sure, me as a hardcore player, I have no problem to navigating through all of it and just, unlocking the new attachments and level up the new weapons and everything. It's fine. But it just gets overwhelming later on. It's already overwhelming right now. Like, we have so many guns and everything. I haven't leveled up some of them because I'm like, I can't be asked because it's already too much. I'm gonna use the weapons that I feel comfortable with, or maybe some stat-wise, some weapon is stat-wise as bad than anything else. Maybe I'll use it there, but that's not the point. It's just so much content and not in a good way. So I wonder if they're gonna do like some sort of reset. And I was like thinking about that a couple of months ago. What if they're gonna do like a proper reset, like maybe not a proper one, but like a back in Warzone 1 we had this like a playlist, Vanguard Royale. So when Vanguard came out, they had like a playlist, normal battle royale game where you could only use Vanguard weapons in there, and people liked it for a little bit, but majority of them went back to the regular battle royale because like, hey, listen, Vanguard Royale was fun for a little bit, but at the day I still want to use my old guns, with mixture with everything else, which was the like whole point of Warzone. You want to use everything you can in Warzone. That's kind of the point. That's like it's a sandbox mode. Even if it's a battle royale, it's still a sandbox mode where people can use any type of gun they want with their own playstyles, their own attachments and everything, and camos and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if they're gonna do the same thing for Verdansk. They're gonna do 2 playlists, like everything goes playlist, normal battle royale with all your weapons for Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and then you have another playlist that you can only use Black Ops weapons. I don't know, fam. Like, what's the future? What's gonna be the future when the next game is gonna come out? Are we gonna be adding more weapons on top and so on? Like, or they gonna do like a Destiny thing? They're gonna, maybe like delete some of the weapons and everything for a particular time and then bring it back and remove the other stuff and so on. Because also file sizes. I know Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 and so on, they were built for the future to sustain Warzone and all that kind of stuff, to make Warzone go as long as possible. But I'm just like confused. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's just so many weapons, so much content and everything to go through. How are we gonna do this? And also, I probably they will not do it. I really doubt it. But I wonder if they're ever gonna do like a carryover again for multiplayer for this year. Imagine you bring your Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons to Gulf War or Black Ops War. Again, I don't know what the game's name is. If into this new code, just imagine if that would happen. What kind of shit show that would be? I don't know. I'm kind of worried what they're gonna do with Warzone later this year, because also we don't have ranked, so that's gonna be interesting. What they're gonna do with so many weapons, so many attachments, like how? So like maybe like, well, of course you might be thinking like, okay, the guns are not the problem, and some of them might feel the same and so on. I get that, but maybe they need to create some sort of new filtering system. Like the system we have right now regarding finding the weapons you want, I think it's a bit clunky because it gets overwhelming with like so many guns, like just in a list. Not even a list. It's just like a horizontal line. Just go through the weapons, all of them, go and just pick the one you want. How do I pick what gun I want to use in that case? It's just, and that's me. So can only imagine what the casual player just playing Call of Duty for the first time, like, what the fuck do I do here? I understand the confusion can be real. They could maybe put resources in developing some sort of filtering system. If you're gonna be adding all these guns and attachments to Warzone, at least create a filtering system where I can actually filter the stuff I need and what I want. I don't know what kind of filter system you could do, but I want something like that make it easier. But yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about, because I don't know what they're gonna do for Warzone, because there's so many things to go through regarding with the weapons and attachments. I don't know, it gets overwhelming, and I don't think I like that. Okay, let me have a quick sip of water. Because like I said, I host it by myself. Right, so Season 3 Reloaded. Not much to talk about here, but I do have some stuff to talk about, because I have so many things to say. So I won't be reading the patch notes, because I assume you can read them faster than me telling you about them. And I presume you can read, and you don't want me to listen. You probably want to listen to my experiences with the patch notes, because You can read the patch notes. It's not that deep. It's like, I'm not gonna be one of those guys like, oh, let me read the patch notes for you. You can read. It's fine. So, new multiplayer maps that came out: Grime and Stronghold. So that makes it 6 maps for this season, which is quite a lot. So I played both of them. I played Grime. I love Grime. It's based in London, and I live in London, so that's perfect. I think the map Grime is fantastic. I played a couple of rounds on that. Like, I think I played maybe like 5 or 6 rounds on it. Love the map. I think it complements all playstyles, and it's just a good Call of Duty map. It's a 3-lane map with some ways to go around and so on, which is great. I think Grime is a fantastic map, very different from everything we have right now in the multiplayer, that's what I want. I want variety. I want new maps that are different from each other. They bring variety. I don't want the same sunny maps, the same bright maps everywhere. I want all the type of maps we can get in a multiplayer game. I want rainy maps, I want sunny maps, I want foggy maps, I want gray maps, I want dark maps, I want colorful Uno maps, anything. Like, make them as unique as possible, as colorful as you want, as gray as you want. I don't care. As long as there's some variety, that's great. And Grime is a fantastic map that is different from everything else. You can tell it's still a Call of Duty map, as you should expect. It's great. I love Grime. It's definitely one of my favorite maps so far they added into this game. Then I played Stronghold. I don't think it's called Stronghold. Is it called Stronghold? Anyway, it's part of Rebirth Island. And the POV, not the POV, POI, is Stronghold on Rebirth Island, and that they basically took that section of the map and made it into a multiplayer map. This one I'm not a big fan of. I was looking forward because I was literally curious how this map is gonna work. It's fine. It's a bit small, but that's kind of expected. I love the changes they did to make sure that you can't go on a tower or you can't go vertically and everything. It's a very plain, simple Call of Duty map, which is great. But I think it's a bit too small. I don't think it's that great. It's not bad. It's just okay. Definitely one of my least favorite maps so far from this season and maybe in this game. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong. The way I say it sounds really horrible. It's not. It's a fine, okay map to shoot some people. It's fine. Not my favorite. That's the thing. It's probably my least favorite maps in the game so far. But it's alright. It's not the worst. It's right. And of course, the new assault rifle came out, which is Battle 27, which is the Advanced Warfare assault rifle. And I did level it up. I think it has 19 levels, and I like it. But again, same thing. So many guns, so many different, so much content and so many everything. I don't feel like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Oh, this is exciting. Well, it's a unique assault rifle from everything else. Sure, that's interesting by itself, but it's a new assault rifle. Feels okay, like in any other. So apparently, it's supposed to go faster the longer you shoot. But as you play in multiplayer, it's just like they die before my gun gets fast to that rate. That is like it's really noticeable. I don't know. It's a fun looking gun visually. I'm indifferent. It's just like another assault rifle to the list. Will I use this in Warzone? We'll see. I don't know. It depends. Other stuff that came out. Oh, this what pisses me off. Foresight kill streak, which is a great kill. Sounds like a great kill streak. It reveals future zone circles on the map. Utility box that gives you armor and ammo at the same time. That's a great box. Great utility box. Yeah, sounds great. And the specialist perk package, which is also great. Problem is, all of this only on Rebirth. Only Rebirth. Everything is on Rebirth. And I'm like thinking, my guys, my dudes, my ladies and whatever, we have Battle Royale that needs some love. Or why certain stuff gets logged on specific map. They did the same thing last season. All the stuff that came out, all brand new stuff that came out was only for Fortune's Keep. Battle Royale got nothing. Granted, there was ranked mode, but the majority of the stuff that gets introduced into new seasons doesn't really feature on ranked mode. Even though I did notice that on Rebirth, you know those events where they destroy either the water tower or the other tower, or there's a hole in the prison and everything. So that happens on ranked too, which I'm glad it does. But all these new stuff, like for example, I would love to use the utility box on Battle Royale, or the specialist perk package on Battle Royale, or Foresight Killstreak. Do you know how good that Foresight Killstreak will be on Battle Royale? Just something different, something interesting, like, oh, that sounds really cool. But it's only Rebirth. On a Resurgence mode, that doesn't really matter where your end circle will be. You know, it's a Resurgence mode on a small map. Well, small map by Resurgence standards. Why is it only on specific map? You know, granted, maybe I should not talk about rank mode right now regarding Resurgence, but why is it only on one map? Can we not? Please? Or can you add all of this to Battle Royale at Season 4? Please? I mean, sure, we can talk about Season 4 and what's coming in. We'll see how it goes. But it's annoying that they log stuff only on one particular map when it's clearly can be used on other maps too. You know, okay, what about, alright, if it's only Resurgence, why is it only Rebirth? Why not Vondel, Ashika, and Fortune's Keep? You have other 3 maps that could use all this just fine. Why is it only one particular map? It's stupid. Well, on the other positive things, variable weather effects are coming to Rebirth, so this should be active. So it gives you 3 weather effects on the map. So it's like a daylight, foggy, and dusk, or sunset, or something like that. So it's like different weather effects available, or day of time on the map, and that's cool. I'm sorry, I see a lot of comments from people on, especially on the Call of Duty community. Oh, they're adding fog to the map. No one asked for this. Stupid developers. And I'm like, okay. Yes, cat. How can I help? My cat is meowing about something. So okay, so you complain about fog, or the map is not sunny, or all that kind of stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I understand for ranked that this is not available for ranked. Point taken. That's understandable. Fully understand that you want to make it a consistent experience. But when it comes to weather effects, like in pubs, or even multiplayer, not even Warzone, just multiplayer, Warzone, any mode, any first-person shooter, any casual first-person shooter where people shoot each other for fun, don't you think you want a bit of variety on your maps? Do you really want to play maps that are always static, always boring, the same sunny, thing, always sunny, always bright and everything? Like, I understand visibility, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I understand that. But you can do weather effects without affecting visibility, Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. You can do weather effects that you can still see something in the distance. Now, the point of, for example, fog, like people, no one wants fog. I will gladly play foggy maps because it's interesting. I'm sorry. Do you want to play the same game over and over again, non-stop? I don't. I want, when it comes to like it's a Call of Duty, God's sake. It's a casual, fun first-person shooter. You want to make it interesting once in a while. You don't want to make it a comparative sweatfest all the time. For that you play ranked, which I do. I play ranked because I want to sweat like a motherfucker sometimes, for obvious reasons. And yes, I want consistency in those modes. But when I'm playing pubs or whatever, I want to make it fun. I don't want to play the same experience I'm playing ranked. I want to make it sometimes really goofy. I want fog. I want rain. I want wind. I want something else. Like, sure, I don't care. Make it interesting, and it like. Also, people complain about fog that they can't see in the distance. Well, that's the point of the fog. They want to make certain gunfights to feel closer or claustrophobic in certain cases, and force people to go, a bit closer to their enemies. They don't want the fog is there to prevent people from sniping from the distance, or whatever the case may be. It's not there for shits and giggles. In a sense, it is, but at the same time, it's there to encourage a different type of playstyle. For example, I can tell you from experience. For example, Battlefield. Certain Battlefield games had certain weather effects. Either a sandstorm, a snowstorm, or fog, or whatever the case may be. And certain maps were really open, or there was no cover, or whatever the case may be. And it was not that fun. And suddenly, when you introduce a fog, or a snowstorm, or a sandstorm, certain maps that don't have that cover, suddenly the map itself is more fun because they added this element to the map, and it made it more fun because suddenly you can move around the map somewhat easily because the fog or the snowstorm or the sandstorm, whatever, is protecting you from enemy visibility. They can't see you in from long distance, and you're not gonna get sniped like a bitch just because you want to cross something. It creates a different element of gameplay, and that's great. And I love it when developers use that, to their advantage to make a different gameplay loop. Rebirth is. I'm not a big fan of Rebirth for many reasons, but Rebirth is fun still. And when you introduce different elements to the game to make the gameplay feel different, that's fantastic. Also, where they have these weather effects, can we have this in, again, Battle Royale? I understand that you probably want to keep it like, you had no time to make it a Battle Royale and so on because you want to make it like, make sure that it works on one map. Can we have this on the other maps? I know Vondel has fog, but can we have this on other maps, like a Sheikah, for example? Make a Sheikah into a daylight map, or whatever the case may be. Or Uzbekistan, big Battle Royale. Can we have fog? Can we have a different time of day or something like that? Make it different, make it feel more interesting, And because we don't have ranked in Battle Royale, this is like a perfect mode to have this kind of stuff. Make it interesting. So I fully disagree with people complaining about, oh, it makes my visibility shit and everything. Well, that's kind of the point. It's there to change your playstyle. It's to make you think differently. So that's why every time I read people complaining, no one asked for this. You didn't ask for this. A lot of people enjoy these kind of changes because it makes the gameplay feel more fresh and different. And I'm more up for it if they introduce it to other maps. It's great that Rebirth has it, but I want other maps too. Make it fun. Make it interesting. Oh no, this map is dark. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the visibility is shit and you can't see your fucking enemy in the corner camping in the dark, yeah, that's a big problem. But if they can, prevent that from happening and still have the weather effects, perfect. Fantastic. Please do. We need that more often on other maps. But yeah, weather effects, I love that. As long as it's not absolutely destroying visibility, like you can actually still see what you're shooting at and where your enemy players are and everything, it's great. Just add it to other maps too, and we're perfect. There's a new playlist on new mode came out called Loaded Resurgence. I haven't played it. It's basically where you play Rebirth Resurgence with your loadout straight away. So if you're going for any personal kills, like kill streaks or whatever, or you just want to shoot some people or level up some weapons, this is probably the perfect mode for you to level up any weapons in Warzone if you don't own Modern Warfare 3. So go play Loaded Resurgence. I haven't played because I know what you expect. I don't care. It's not for me. So it's that. They added prestige camos for guns. So last episode I was reviewing Modern Warfare 3 as 6 months later, and I was saying that how the game has so many camos, so much content, like that mastery camos don't mean anything anymore, because they kind of get lost in with all the other cool camos that they released in the last couple of months. And now they have prestige camos for guns. So to get a prestige camo for a gun, you need to reach 150k XP points to unlock a camo. And they're gonna be adding a new prestige camo every season. So the next 3 seasons will have a prestige camo. Every gun will have a prestige camo. And this camo is like a really liquid gold animated camo, which is sure fine. But I'm just thinking, well, this kind of goes again on my thing I said last week. So many camos, so many things to unlock. Master camos just don't mean shit anymore. They don't mean anything anymore. They don't. So, but other positive is more things to unlock for you. More interesting camo. If you like this camo, unlock it. It's great. It's a negative and a positive, like I said last episode. We're just piling in more camos on top, which is great if you want to customize your gun the way you want. It's great, but it's just kind of sad that master camos kind of lost their meaning at this point. So like, when the new gun comes out, do you really want to do a master camo for it? Probably not, honestly, because just equip the camo you want. You know, you already have it unlocked. Might as well use it, right? But yeah, that's the thing. Let me have a sip of water quickly. Okay. So there's some stuff got leaked, like Fallout collaboration is coming to Call of Duty in Season 4. And apparently Gundam and the Crow. Really interesting choices. So Call of Duty having a Fallout collab. That's interesting. Is this the first video game collab we have in Call of Duty? And if that's the case, I hope we're getting more video game collabs in Call of Duty. Like, for example, imagine Call of Duty in Fortnite. A lot of people cringing right now, but I do play both games religiously. Call of Duty having a Fallout collab sounds very interesting to people that are a big fan of Fallout. It's gonna sell, those skins gonna sell like hotcakes. It's gonna be one of the best selling things ever. It's not for me. I don't really like Fallout, so let people enjoy what they want. That's fine. But that basically opens the opportunity for other video games to have Oro. So Oro is my cat, and he wants to play, and he just brought his toy mousey to me, and it makes a very fun sound. So I don't know if you can hear it. Probably is really annoying on the microphone, so for the people listening, it's probably really annoying, so sorry. And he actually dropped a shit, so I smell his shit like miles away from his toilet. So thank you, Oro, as I'm recording. Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying, this opens up new opportunity. Again, Oro? Okay, please take away. I need to take this away. Anyway, as I was saying, oh my god, it's so loud. Oro, can you give me like 15 minutes and we can play, please? I love my cat. My cat is amazing, but sometimes he wants attention at the wrong time when I'm recording or whatever the case may be. It just, gets in the way. Okay, can that mouse please shut up? Please? Please, it's annoying. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Oh my god, it's quiet. Okay. As I was saying, it opens a new opportunities for other games. So I would love to have a Call of Duty and Fortnite collaboration, for example. I want to see Call of Duty skins in Fortnite, and I would like to see some Fortnite skins in Call of Duty. That would be so freaking cool. Or what about other games? Well, wait. We had a Doom collaboration. Correct. I am so sorry. I was so wrong. We had a Doom collaboration in Call of Duty. That's right. So this will be the second video game collab in Call of Duty. Okay, I just remembered. But I would love to see other wow, imagine Battlefield and Call of Duty having a collaboration. Just imagine. Oof, this will be like world peace, right? Or just like Battlefield and Call of Duty making a collab for each other. That's like beautiful, fantastic. Why not? They're not really competing against each other. We'll be just helping each other at this case. But yeah, I would love to have that. But yeah, more collabs are coming. I guess it's interesting, but if you really care about that, more power to you. Right, what else is that happened? Right, Battle Royale. Bunkers are open. Cool. As usual, Battle Royale is getting so much content, I just can't keep all this content in my hand. Why can I hold all this content in my hand? Yeah. So we have bunkers. I don't know what's happening in those bunkers. I haven't checked yet. Are they even open? I don't know. I just... Okay. Right, so regarding that, I want to believe that Season 4 will be a very Battle Royale heavy season. For some reason, I don't know why, I do not have a lot of hope that might be true. Because everything they've been doing for the last months, it's literally been just multiplayer and resurgence. And they've been locking specific stuff to certain maps. So it forces people to play on those particular maps. Now, I wonder if they do this on purpose to do some, testing and, data analysis, see how people react. Maybe they I hope the next season will have a proper Battle Royale ranked mode. If it doesn't, and we still have Resurgence ranked, and that means we're not getting Battle Royale ranked until Verdansk. Because they did say in the blog post, I think it was Season 2 blog post, the announcement for Season 2, they said Rank Resurgence is coming this season, first time ever, and Battle Royale ranked mode is coming later this year. And that was in February. So that was obvious it's not coming Season 2, and it's obvious it was not coming Season 3, even though some people can't believe it did not came for Season 3. They did say later this year, which usually means 6 months or beyond that. So if we're not getting Battle Royale ranked at Season 4, that means they're doing something for Resurgence again for ranked mode, which pisses me off. There will be no World Series of Warzone. There will be no World Series of Warzone then for this year because it's way too late. And we're getting a Battle Royale ranked when Verdansk is out. That's the only way I can see. If Season 4 has nothing regarding Battle Royale ranked, we're not getting Battle Royale ranked for Modern Warfare 3 or Uzbekistan. That's just not happening because it's way too late. It's pointless. Unless they want to do World Series of Warzone from starting 2024 and finishing in 2025. Starting this year and finishing qualifications or everything happening in autumn. And then you play the finals or whatever, March or whatever next year. Unless they want to do it that way. I can see that. Because I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're gonna do. I really maybe they just want to bring players back with Resurgence and everything, Reboot Island and Fortune's Keep, all player base back, and maybe then drop it, for Dansk or whatever. I get that, because Modern Warfare 2 and with Almazar was not a big hit. It still sold really well and still made a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, with the microtransactions and everything, but people were not happy with Modern Warfare 2 back then, and Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone right now is probably in the best state we've ever been. And honestly, I think right now, well, minus certain stuff, certain problems, I think Warzone right now is in a better state than Warzone 3 or Warzone 1 ever was, honestly. I think this is the best Warzone we ever had. Because we have so many guns, so many things to do, so many LTMs, so many, things to do. I think it's in a really good state. But I'm just worried what they're gonna do for Season 4. I really don't know. And if there's gonna be no Battle Royale ranked for Season 4, boy, there's gonna be a big shit show, like big shitstorms happening. There's gonna be lots of discussions and everything is just like, yeah, I don't know. And am I willing to play ranked Resurgence again next season, not just to reach what? Stay in Diamond? Because I would love to reach Iridescent or Crimson, but after you reach Diamond and solo queuing with other other random players against Iridescent and Crimson players, and you get like Diamond or Platinum players as your teammates, if you don't have a full stack team, I don't think I will ever reach Crimson or Iridescent, because it's just like it's for me as a one lonely person with shit teammates, it's almost impossible. And that's the thing with ranked in general. Ranked in general is broken on so many levels, and Resurgence basically showcased this as a rank mode. It has a lot of problems. This SI system we have maybe works on a basic level, and it does work on a basic level, but it basically showcases the problems that we have right now, because as soon as you reach Diamond 1, it's a completely different environment. You don't play against other Diamonds. You play against Iridescent Crimson players that you basically are cannon fodder for them. You're just a number to them. So the point of you just, unless you're a really good player, is just there to farm for. It's Iridescent and Crimson players are basically farming Diamond players and Platinum players because they need a sub because of that entry fee that is like 150, 200, whatever the case may be, and they need a side, and they need as many kills as possible, and they need wins. So it's not a good experience if you're solo queuing Diamond or beyond, because you're just basically playing by yourself against full stacks, right? They're playing together and communicating, and you can't do anything about it. The ranked mode is not in a good spot right now. It basically, this Resurgence mode showcase. I think I hope that's what they're trying to do. I hope developers are doing this to understand how ranked mode can be improved. And I hope they look at the data and thinking, so this is the problem we have, and it's not good. Like when you reach Diamond by yourself, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. You progress, in Resurgence, as a solo queue with random teammates, you have no chance. No freaking chance. And if you do reach that, like, I don't know how much playtime you need to have for you to reach Crimson or Iridescent playing by yourself in Resurgence. It's just insane. It's a completely different game, and it's really unfair to Diamond players, because then it doesn't represent skill. This is why rank Resurgence breaks. So we'll see how they're gonna do for next season. I hope it's not gonna be rank Resurgence, because I don't think I can handle it anymore at this point, because it's just too much. It's just not with the system we have right now. It's just not fair and not good, and it's not fun. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, season 3 Reloaded. Not much to talk about, but did have a lot of things to say about, because I do have a lot of things to say about. It's fine. And I think that's gonna be, from the last real seasons Reloaded we have for each season, they're very light on content and a lot of things. Maybe like a lot of quality of life improvements, maybe some balance changes and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's safe to assume that season 4, season 5, and season 6 will have very light season Reloaded updates. Very light updates with minimal content and everything, just quality of life stuff, clean up from whatever the case may be. And the big updates are basically season 4, season 5, and season 6, like the start of the season. That's what the majority of content is. That's what the majority of the important stuff happens. And Reloaded are just basically there to clean up something, Don't expect anything big and so on, so it's, yeah. And season 3 Reloaded, it's fine. Maps are okay. Assault Rifle is just another Assault Rifle. I'm sad and really angry that all the nice stuff they added to Resurgence on Rebirth Island is not being added to other maps. I don't understand why. Prestige camos for guns, sure, more camos for you to unlock. Enjoy it, have fun. Some people will be completionists and want to do air for every gun. That's all fine. Follow collab, great. Bunkers for Battle Royale, don't care, because it's literally nothing. Unless they have a tank inside, I really don't care. Honestly, I really don't care. Oh yeah, I forgot about zombies. Zombies thing. I'll be honest with you all. Like I said in the previous episode, I don't care about zombies that much because it's nothing interesting. It's just like, whatever. It's not for me. It's not. Maybe you enjoyed. I know there was some sort of important cinematic and all that kind of stuff. I don't really care. The only thing I care about is that they're using Al-Mazrah for their zombie story missions and everything. And I'm just thinking, can you please add Al-Mazrah to Battle Royale? If you're not doing Battle Royale rank next season, at least add Al-Mazrah into the rotation to make it more interesting. Something more interesting. At least I can play that and grind wins in Battle Royale than play ranked Resurgence. I'm so sick of ranked Resurgence. I'm so sick of it. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sick of it. But yeah, that's zombies. It's not my thing. I'm the worst person to judge zombies because I don't really like zombie modes in video games. So that's not my thing. I'm the worst person to judge it. But if there's some good content and there's something for you that you enjoy, please enjoy it. Have fun. That's the most important thing. But yeah, that's Season 3 Reloaded. Not much happening, just basic stuff. Allow quality of life improvements. The more interesting conversation for me is basically the new Call of Duty game coming out this year, Black Ops 6, Black Ops 5, Gulf War, whatever it's called, doesn't matter. I am actually excited for this Black Ops game. For the first time ever, I'm actually excited for Black Ops game and see what they're gonna do with it, with the new engine and everything, because I'm really, really curious what they did with all this development time, what kind of things they're gonna do for multiplayer, how they're gonna make it interesting and unique, and it's gonna be on Game Pass, big chance, and that alone is really interesting. Also really, really interested what they're gonna do with Warzone, regarding with all these new weapons, new attachments and everything. Are they gonna do like a semi-reset? Are they gonna separate them somehow? Or maybe, listen here, maybe they're gonna use their attachments for the new weapons. Maybe they're gonna use the old attachments that we have right now, because there's so many of them, so many attachments. Maybe they're gonna use it for the new weapons, the new guns and everything. Maybe, God knows. I am really curious to see how that's gonna work. We'll see. Or maybe they're gonna redesign, like last episode I was talking about. Maybe they can do attachments more basic. Maybe you have like 20 or 5 different attachments, and then you have cosmetic attachments, right? You can change how the attachment looks and everything. Maybe you can do that. Maybe that can do well. Make it somewhat interesting. You need to mainstream this system, because it's just we'll see how it goes. So yeah, the new Call of Duty game, like all this kind of stuff, I think that's a really interesting conversation, and we'll definitely talk about more about. But we don't have a lot of information about it, even though there's leaks. But leaks are usually not complete, or something's wrong. So, and the game is still in development. A lot of things change, so you can't really rely on leaks too much. But it's a nice conversation starter, basically. But yeah, that's kinda it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings about Season 3. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say and my opinions about everything I had to say about Season 3 Reloaded and the new Call of Duty game that's coming out later this year. Maybe it sparked some interesting discussions in your head, maybe regarding the next game, maybe Season 3 Reloaded, maybe the Battle Royale section, the multiplayer section, whatever the case may be. I hope you enjoyed my ramblings. I hope you enjoyed my opinions. And if you didn't enjoy my opinions, that's fine. You can let me know in the Google Doc forms document that it's in the description. And yeah, that's kind of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, leave a rating. Whether 1 star, 5 star, whatever. Just leave a rating. Let me know if you enjoy the show. And of course, Patreon. We have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Lanky Soldier. And check out, check our interesting discussions we have about the gaming industry, our very sometimes shitty discussions about anything that we want, and it's just a bunch of friends having fun and discussing something they care about, and I think that's an amazing thing to experience. So check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Lanky Soldier. Get some early access to Lockdown Player, Battlefield 1 podcast if you're a Battlefield player. Check out my YouTube channel, The Lanky Soldier. And yeah, that's great. So thank you guys for enjoying the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for leaving your ratings. Thank you for checking out the Patreon. And yeah, that's great. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys on the next one.